August 14th, 2024, Nashville, Tennessee. A hospital room, sterile, quiet. White walls, an old man lies in bed. 92 years old, thin, frail, oxygen tubes in his nose. His name is George Constantine Nicopolis, Dr. Nick, Elvis Presley's personal physician. A nurse adjusts his IV. She leaves. The door closes. The old man reaches for the call button. Not for help. For the recording device on the bedside table. His hands shake. Not from age. From what he's about to say. He presses record. His voice comes out as a whisper. I killed Elvis Presley. Pause. Not the pills, not the schedule. Me. August 16th, 1977. I knew what I was doing. And I did it anyway. What happens in the next 18 minutes will destroy a 47-year-old lie. Here is the story. Memphis, Tennessee. Graceland. August 15th, 1977. Evening. The sun sets over the mansion. Gold light through the trees. Staff moves through the house. Cleaning, preparing, working. Upstairs, Elvis's bedroom. Second floor. End of the hallway. Red carpet, dark wood. The door is closed. Inside, Elvis sits on his bed. Black silk pajamas. Gold chains around his neck. Sweat on his forehead. He looks at the clock. 8:47 p.m. The phone rings. Once, twice. Elvis picks up. Dr. Nick's voice on the other end. Boss, I'm on my way. Elvis's voice is weak. Hurry. The line goes dead. Dr. Nick hangs up the phone in his office. Baptist Memorial Hospital, Memphis. His hands are steady. His face shows nothing. He opens his medical bag. Black leather, worn from years of use. Inside, vials, syringes, prescription pads. He counts them, one by one, methodical, careful. He knows exactly what he's doing. He closes the bag, locks it, walks to his car, a 1976 Cadillac Eldorado, dark blue. License plate, TN 7734. He drives north on Elvis Presley Boulevard. Streetlights flicker on. The road is empty. 15 minutes to Graceland. He passes the gates at 9:12 p.m. Security waves him through. They always do. He parks in the circular driveway. Walks to the front door. The butler opens it before he knocks. Dr. Nick. Mr. Presley is upstairs. Dr. Nick nods. Climbs the stairs. Red carpet under his feet. His medical bag in his right hand. At the top, he turns left, down the hallway, past Lisa Marie's room, past the guest rooms, to Elvis's door. He knocks. No answer. He opens the door anyway. Elvis is on the bed, face down, arms at his sides, breathing shallow. Dr. Nick sets his bag on the nightstand, opens it, takes out a vial, dilaudid, 4 milligrams per milliliter. Highly concentrated. He fills a syringe, 3 milliliters. 12 milligrams total. 4 times the normal dose. He knows this. He planned this. Elvis doesn't move. Dr. Nick approaches, sits on the edge of the bed. Boss, I'm here. Elvis's eyes open slightly. Hurts. I know. This will help. Dr. Nick finds a vein in Elvis's left arm. Swollen, overused, scarred from years of injections. He inserts the needle, slowly, presses the plunger. The liquid enters Elvis's bloodstream. Elvis's breathing slows. His body relaxes. Dr. Nick withdraws the needle, places it back in the bag, sits there, watching, waiting. 3 minutes pass. Elvis's breathing becomes irregular, shallow, then deep, then shallow again. Dr. Nick doesn't move. 5 minutes. Elvis's lips turn blue. His fingers twitch. Dr. Nick checks his pulse. Weak, thready, fading. 7 minutes. Elvis's chest stops moving. Dr. Nick waits. Counts to 60. No breath, no pulse, no movement. He stands. Walks to the phone. Dials 911. His voice is calm. This is Dr. George Nicopolis. I'm at Graceland. 3764 Elvis Presley Boulevard. Elvis Presley is not breathing. Send an ambulance immediately. He hangs up, walks back to the bed. Looks at Elvis. 42 years old. Gone. Dr. Nick picks up his bag, leaves the room, goes downstairs. The staff hasn't noticed yet. He walks to his car, drives home, arrives at 9:47 p.m. His wife is in the kitchen. Edna, blonde hair, blue eyes, married 31 years. She looks at him. How is he? Dr. Nick sets his bag on the counter. He's dead. Edna's face goes white. What? I gave him too much. On purpose. Silence. She doesn't ask why. She knows. The ambulance arrives at Graceland at 9:51 p.m. Paramedics rush upstairs. Find Elvis. Cold. Still. They try to revive him. CPR. Defibrillator. Nothing works. They transport him to Baptist Memorial Hospital. Arrive at 10:17 p.m. Doctors work on him for 30 minutes. Useless. He's been gone too long. At 10:52 p.m., the hospital announces, Elvis Presley is dead. Cause of death, cardiac arrhythmia. Contributing factors, polypharmacy. Multiple drugs in his system, codeine, Valium, Placidil, Valmid, Quaaludes, Dilaudid, 12 milligrams, 4 times the safe dose. The medical examiner's report lists it, but doesn't question it. Dr. Nick prescribed all of them. Nobody suspects. Quick thought. Have you ever kept a secret so heavy it changed who you were? Drop a comment. 10 years earlier, January 4th. Baptist Memorial Hospital, Memphis. Dr. George Nicopolis works in the emergency room. 38 years old. Skilled, respected, ambitious. A nurse approaches. Doctor, there's a patient asking for you. Room 304. Dr. Nick frowns. I don't have anyone in 304. He says his name is Elvis Presley. Dr. Nick walks to the room, opens the door. Elvis sits on the exam table. 32 years old. Black hair, sideburns, blue eyes, leather jacket, gold rings. You Dr. Nick? I am. Elvis stands, extends his hand. I need help. Real help. The two men shake hands. What kind of help? Elvis pulls up his sleeve. Track marks on his arm. Red. Infected. Swollen. I've been seeing doctors for years. They give me what I want. No questions, no limits. I need someone who will say no. Dr. Nick examines the arm. Antibiotics. Rest. No more injections for 2 weeks. Elvis smiles. See, that's what I need. Someone who cares. Over the next 6 months, Dr. Nick treats Elvis. Infections, exhaustion, insomnia. He prescribes sparingly. Low doses. Short durations. Elvis trusts him, calls him at home, visits his office, brings him to Graceland. By July 1967, Dr. Nick is Elvis's personal physician. Full-time, $150,000 per year. He quits the hospital, works for Elvis exclusively. At first, he holds the line, refuses dangerous combinations, limits dosages, monitors everything. But Elvis is persistent. The pain is real. The insomnia is real. The pressure is real. Every week, Elvis asks for more. Just a little more. Doctor, Nick says no. Then Elvis asks again, and again, and again. Slowly, Dr. Nick's resolve weakens. 1 extra pill, 1 higher dose, 1 more prescription. By 1970, Dr. Nick is prescribing thousands of pills per month. Uppers, downers, painkillers, all legal, all documented, but the quantity is insane. January 1971. Dr. Nick sits in his office. His desk is covered with prescription pads. Elvis's name on every single one. He counts them. 347 prescriptions in the last 6 months. 10,000 pills. Amphetamines. Barbiturates. Opioids. He knows this is wrong. He knows this will kill Elvis. But he writes another prescription anyway, because Elvis pays him. Because Elvis trusts him. Because Elvis will just find another doctor if Dr. Nick says no. At least this way, Dr. Nick tells himself he can control it, monitor it, keep it from getting worse. But it does get worse. Elvis collapses on stage in Las Vegas. Dr. Nick revives him backstage. Elvis overdoses in his hotel room. Nick brings him back with Narcan. Elvis is hospitalized for 2 weeks. Liver damage, kidney problems, heart arrhythmia. Dr. Nick is there every day, writing prescriptions, covering tracks, lying to the press. By 1975, Dr. Nick knows Elvis is dying. The question is when, not if, when. He has two choices: stop prescribing and watch Elvis fire him and find another doctor who won't care, or keep prescribing and watch Elvis die. He chooses the second option, but with a twist. If Elvis is going to die, Dr. Nick decides, it should be on Dr. Nick's terms. Quick, painless, controlled, not a slow decline, not public humiliation, not a scandal, a peaceful end, a good death. At least that's what Dr. Nick tells himself. August 1977. Graceland. Elvis is unrecognizable, bloated, pale, barely coherent. He weighs 260 pounds. His face is swollen. His eyes are glassy. He can't perform anymore, can't record, can't function. The Memphis Mafia knows, Priscilla knows, Vernon knows. But nobody stops it. Dr. Nick has tried to cut back. Lower doses, fewer pills. But Elvis screams at him, fires him, rehires him the next day. The cycle repeats. On August 10th, 1977, Dr. Nick makes a decision. He's going to end it. Not with a bullet, not with a confession, with medicine. One final injection, clean, untraceable, blamed on Elvis's own habits. He spends 5 days preparing, calculating dosages, timing, making sure it looks like an accident. August 15th, 1977. The plan is in motion. Dr. Nick arrives at Graceland at 9:12 p.m. He knows Elvis will be alone. He knows the staff will be downstairs. He knows exactly what to do. The injection at 9:15 p.m., 12 milligrams of dilaudid, into a system already saturated with sedatives. Elvis's heart stops at 9:22 p.m. Dr. Nick calls 911 at 9:23 p.m. The ambulance arrives at 9:51 p.m. Elvis is pronounced dead at 10:52 p.m. Dr. Nick's plan works perfectly. Nobody questions him. Nobody suspects. The medical examiner rules it an accident. Polypharmacy. Contributing factors. No investigation. Dr. Nick attends the funeral, stands next to the casket. Cries, real tears, guilt, relief, shame, all at once. He tells himself he did the right thing, ended Elvis's suffering, saved him from a worse death. But at night, alone, he knows the truth. He killed Elvis Presley. Not accidentally, deliberately, with premeditation. For 47 years, Dr. Nick lives with this secret. The Tennessee Board of Medical Examiners investigates Dr. Nick. They find records of the prescriptions, thousands of them. They revoke his medical license, not for murder, for overprescribing. Dr. Nick doesn't fight it. He accepts the punishment, quietly, without protest. He tries to get his license reinstated. The board refuses. His wife Edna dies. Cancer. 67 years old. At her funeral, Dr. Nick breaks down, tells his son the truth. Dean Nicopolis, 52 years old, married, 2 kids. He listens. Doesn't judge, doesn't report, just listens. Dad, why are you telling me this? Because I'm dying too, and I can't take it with me. Dr. Nick is diagnosed with lung cancer, stage 4, inoperable. He has 2 years to live, maybe. He spends those years in silence, watching old Elvis footage, reading Elvis biographies, waiting for someone to figure it out. Nobody does. Dr. Nick survives longer than expected, 88 years old. The cancer is in remission, but his body is failing in other ways. Heart disease, kidney failure, dementia starting to set in. He knows he doesn't have much time left. He moves into an assisted living facility. Nashville, room 217, small, clean, sterile. He brings with him a photo of Elvis, his old medical bag, and a journal he's been writing in secret for 46 years. Every detail, every prescription, every lie, everything. January 2024. Dr. Nick's son Dean visits. They sit in the room together. Dad, you need to let this go. Dr. Nick shakes his head. I can't. You have to. I need to tell someone. Who? Anyone. Everyone. The world. Dean pulls out a recording device. Small. Digital. Then tell me. I'll record it. And if you want, we'll release it after you're gone. Dr. Nick looks at the device, looks at his son. nods. August 14th, 2024. Dr. Nick records his confession. 6 hours. Uninterrupted. Every detail from August 15th, 1977. The plan. The injection. The waiting. The call. The cover-up. All of it. When he finishes, he looks at his son. What do I do with this? Dean doesn't answer immediately. Finally, I don't know. 3 days later, August 17th, 2024, Dr. George Nicopolis dies, peacefully, in his sleep, 92 years old. His obituary mentions former physician to Elvis Presley, license revoked in 1980, survived by 1 son, 3 grandchildren. It does not mention the recording. Dean Nicopolis sits in his car outside the funeral home. The recording device is in his hand. He has listened to it 17 times. Every word burns. Every confession is clear. His father murdered Elvis Presley, deliberately, with intent. And now Dean has proof. He has 2 choices: release it and destroy his father's legacy, or bury it and let the secret die. He chooses neither. Instead, he contacts a journalist, Rachel Morrison, The New York Times, investigative reporter, 45 years old, Pulitzer Prize winner, specialist in long-buried secrets. They meet in a coffee shop, Nashville, September 5th, 2024. Dean slides the recording device across the table. This is my father's confession. 6 hours. Complete. Rachel picks it up. What's on here? The truth about Elvis Presley's death. She listens to the first 10 minutes. Her face goes pale. This is murder. Dean nods. Can you verify it? I'll need time. You have 3 months. Rachel spends 87 days investigating. She contacts former Graceland staff, medical examiners, pharmacists who filled Dr. Nick's prescriptions, handwriting experts, everyone who was there that night. She cross-references the confession with autopsy reports, prescription records, hospital logs, witness statements. Every detail matches, every timeline aligns, every piece of evidence confirms it. Dr. Nick was telling the truth. He killed Elvis, on purpose. December 1st, 2024. The New York Times publishes the article. Front page. Headline: Elvis Presley's doctor confesses to murder 47 years after icon's death. Subheading: Newly released recording details deliberate overdose. The world explodes. Millions of shares. Thousands of comments. Debates. Outrage. Grief. Some people don't believe it. Others say they always suspected. Elvis's estate releases a statement. We are aware of the recording. We are reviewing it with legal counsel. We will have no further comment at this time. Priscilla Presley, now 79 years old, says nothing. Lisa Marie Presley died in 2023. She never knew. The recording is made public on December 15th, 2024. Full audio, 6 hours. Unedited, available on YouTube. Within 24 hours, it has 50 million views. People listen. They hear Dr. Nick's voice. Old, weak, shaking, but clear. I killed Elvis Presley, August 16th, 1977. I injected him with 4 times the safe dose of Dilaudid. I knew it would stop his heart. I wanted it to stop his heart. I watched him die. I called for help only after I was sure he was gone. I have lived with this for 47 years, and now finally I am telling the truth. The confession ends with these words: If there is a God, I will answer to him. If there is a hell, I will burn in it. But I needed to say this. Elvis deserved better. The world deserved the truth. I am sorry. Today the recording exists in the National Archives. Historical document. Evidence of murder. Too late for prosecution. Dr. Nick is dead. The statute of limitations has long passed. There will be no trial, no justice, only truth. Elvis Presley's grave at Graceland receives 600,000 visitors per year. They leave flowers, candles, notes. Many now leave messages for Dr. Nick. Some forgiving, most not. The medical community debates. Was Dr. Nick a mercy killer or a murderer? Historians argue both sides, but the facts remain. August 16, 1977, at 9:22 p.m., Elvis Presley's heart stopped. Not because of an accident, because of a choice. Dr. George Nicopolis chose to end Elvis's life. He planned it, executed it, and lived with it for 47 years. The question is not whether he did it. He confessed. The question is whether he was right, whether ending Elvis's suffering justified the act, whether mercy and murder can coexist. There is no easy answer. Quick thought. Do you think a doctor should ever make that choice even if the patient is suffering? Drop a comment. But this much is certain. Elvis Presley did not die of natural causes. He did not overdose by accident. He was killed by the one man he trusted most, his doctor, his friend, the man who was supposed to save him. If you found this story as devastating as I did, please leave a like, subscribe if you want more untold Elvis stories, and share this with someone who needs to hear the truth, because history deserves it. Elvis deserves it. And unfortunately, they don't make men like Elvis Presley anymore.